Hey everybody, Dr. Phil here. This is going to be a video on attitudes and influencing attitudes in the broader context of marketing consumer behavior. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first thing we'll talk about in this video is attitudes and influencing said attitudes. So I think everybody knows what an attitude is. An attitude is an enduring organization of motivational, emotional, perceptual, and cognitive processes with respect to some aspect of our environment. So maybe simply put, it's what is your attitude, what is your belief, what does your prevailing sort of belief system tell you about certain things in your life. So attitude change strategies, because if you're a marketer, you need to be able to, if somebody has say like a negative attitude of a product or service you offer, then obviously you need to be able to change that. So changing the cognitive components. A common and effective approach to changing attitudes is to focus the cognitive components. The Beyond Meat ad below shows how marketers attempt to alter the cognitive component of an attitude by changing current beliefs, adding new beliefs, shifting the importance of beliefs, or changing the beliefs about the ideal product. The ad emphasizes that its sausage tastes juicy and meaty despite being plant-based. And continuing with the theme of attitude change strategies, let's talk now about changing the effective component. So firms increasingly attempt to influence consumers' liking of their brands without directly influencing either beliefs or behavior. Increased liking may lead to increased positive beliefs, which could lead to purchase behaviors if a need for the product arises. Ads that are primarily pictorial, such as this Sherwin-Williams ad that we see in the picture on the right-hand side of our screen here, which features an image of a mandrill in a jungle created by the company's colorful paint swatches, often are used for this purpose, although the pictures themselves convey cognitive as well as emotional meanings. Now, the role of peripheral cues can extend beyond low involvement settings in certain competitive situations. The competitive situation can work to enhance the role of peripheral cues even under high involvement. For example, if competing brands are comparable in terms of their product features, central cues, highly involved consumers prefer the brand with the strongest peripheral cues in its advertising. Relative attitudes are critical in competitive settings, and peripheral cues become the tiebreaker between otherwise equivalent parity brands. Now, with regard to consumer resistance to persuasion, consumers aren't passive to persuasion attempts, so it doesn't mean they won't see through it. They may still not like your product, even after trying to persuade them that they should. Consumers are often skeptical, an individual characteristic, and resist persuasion. Consumers frequently infer an advertiser's intent and respond in light of that presumed selling intent. Now we have three types of communication characteristics. So number one is source characteristics, number two is appeal characteristics, and number three is message structure characteristics. So source characteristics, this represents who delivers the message. So think about like the source of the message, who's delivering it. Number two, appeal characteristics. This represents how the message is communicated. And number three, message structure characteristics. These represent the construct used to convey the message. Now, with respect to source characteristics, there are really three main components, three main facets that we must consider. The first is source credibility. Number two is celebrity sources. And number three is sponsorship. So let's go back to number one, source credibility. So persuasion is easier when the target market views the message source as highly credible. Number two, celebrity sources. Celebrity sources can be effective in enhancing attention, attitude toward the ad, trustworthiness, expertise, aspirational aspects, and meaning transfer. And number three, sponsorship. Sponsorships often work in much the same manner as using a celebrity endorser. Now, celebrity sources, as we know, are widely used. Now, the effectiveness of celebrity sources are typically enhanced when marketers match the image of the celebrity with the personality of the product with the actual or desired self-concept of the target markets. So that's typically, sort of amalgamating and sort of intertwining those three facets, those three components is really effectively going to be the best way to, get people to kind of get on board with a product or service that you're trying to sell. Now, continuing with the theme of applications in consumer behavior, celebrities are widely used in advertising. Marketers are increasingly using culturally diverse celebrities to reach an ethnically diverse US population. This secret ad we see on the right hand side here in the picture, portraying Latina actress Camila Mendez, is a great example of how ethnic celebrities are increasingly common in US advertisements as a way to target specific ethnic subcultures. Now, with respect to communication characteristics that influence attitude formation and change, let's talk now about appeal characteristics. Now, ads built around humor appear to increase attention to and liking of the ad, which makes sense. The overall effectiveness of humor is generally increased when the humor relates to the product or brand in a meaningful way and is viewed as appropriate for the product by the target audience. This Kraft ad shows how humor is widely used in advertising to attract attention and alter attitudes. Making pizza with Kraft cheese can create a peaceful family mealtime for once. And we can see the picture on the right hand side. Now, continuing with the theme of appeal characteristics, this sort of motif, value expressive versus utilitarian appeals. So, value expressive appeals, these types of appeals attempt to build a personality for the product or create an image for the product user. The most effective for products designed to enhance self-image or provide other intangible benefits. Now, we can sort of compare that to utilitarian appeals. So utilitarian appeals involve informing the consumer of one or more functional benefits that are important to the target markets. Now, these are most effective for functional products. And then let's talk now about message structure characteristics. So nonverbal components. So these nonverbal components can influence attitudes through affect, cognition, or both. Emotional ads often rely primarily or exclusively on nonverbal content to drive emotional responses. These can include pictures, music, and indeed surrealism. Okay, thanks for watching this quick video, and I will see you all in a future video. Take care.